Cork's Red FM
104 to 106.
Things are good now. Every fella's training hard, and the nights are getting longer now, and the temperatures are starting to rise a bit, so it's certainly making it easier going back training, and fellas are just delighted to be back training.
Couple of wins for the Cork team as well, and yourself as captain. It's been a good start.
Yeah, certainly. When we first started off, we said we try and get to 4 points from the first 2 games. We've had a week's break now, and we were after reassessing things, and we've a tough game now against Kilkenny coming up on Sunday. But we're certainly looking forward to it.
Has Dennis been trying to implement any new styles of play for you in the league so far, or what? No,
not really. There's a lot of new guys after coming on the panel. So obviously, these guys are coming in, and the older lads aren't really used to kind of playing with them. So it's just kind of a matter of fellas getting up to speed with each other, and that takes time. And in fairness to Dennis, he's given every fella a chance. There was 7 changes from the first league game, and there was a lot more changes for the game against Clare last Saturday night. And we'll wait and see what team he picks now for Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday is the big one. You must have been looking forward to this one big time since the hammering last year and trying to get back at them in the league.
Yeah, certainly. When you start playing hurling as a young fella, you want to play with Cork, and the games you want to play is Cork and Kilkenny, and thankfully we've Kilkenny coming up at home Sunday, and we're hoping for a big crowd down the park, and hopefully we'll turn out a good performance.
They're missing the Ballyhale lads, but that doesn't really matter with Kilkenny, does it? They're still a very, very strong side no matter who they put out.
Yeah, you go throughout their county, they're all very strong hurlers, and at the end of the day, no matter who they put out, they're going to have a strong team, and hopefully we'll come up trumps on Sunday and get to 2 points.
Have you found captaincy so far, the pressure and all that goes with it?
To be honest, I'm enjoying it. I don't really find that there's any additional pressure. To be honest, I think the only pressure you kind of put on is the pressure you put on yourself. At the end of the day, I'm still just fighting for my position on the team and just trying to train as hard as I always do. And I suppose in terms of pressure, it's only what you kind of put on yourself. But I'm enjoying the captaincy. I must say.
I know it's early doors yet, not looking beyond the Munster Championship. Is there an All Ireland in this team?
Sure, look, who knows? Hopefully, if things keep going the way they're going, we'll certainly rattle, Tipperary in the first round. To be honest, because we haven't achieved anything really over the last kind of couple of years, we can't really look beyond the Tipperary game, and that's going to be a huge one for us. Certainly if we win that, it'll give us fierce momentum and confidence going forward for the rest of the campaign. If you lose it, then the questions are being asked again. You have to go through the backdoor system, but it's going to come down to that first game against Tip, and I think we'll be right for it.
The full park equipment is going to be something to behold in May, isn't it?
Yeah, the park is special when it's full. It's kind of like a bowl like atmosphere, because you're surrounded in every corner. There's no gaps in the stand, and there's nowhere to hide, and it's fantastic, especially when it's full. At full capacity, it's probably one of the loudest stadiums in Ireland. Because of its shape, and everyone just loves playing down the park. On a summer's day, and full crowd.
Cork's Red FM
104 to 106.